What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's gonna be cool, and here's why. I went over to my buddy's shop, ALKO Tint shop, and picked up some carbon fiber vinyl wrap. I thought that I could just get carbon pieces for the interior, but they don't really make them, so we're just gonna vinyl wrap it. So I got that, and then I got a squeegee, and he's let me borrow a knife. So shout out to Alex. But for now, let's just start pulling interior trim pieces out of the car, and we'll get them vinyl wrapped. Alright, so this piece here is all going to be wrapped carbon. The piece that we wrapped earlier, that's going to be wrapped in carbon. These pieces where the door handle is are going to be carbon, and same with the window switch and unlock lock button. This panel is going to be wrapped in carbon. And then same thing on the other side, and the little vent right there is going to be wrapped. And then we'll probably do the same thing in the back as well. So this piece I'm not going to wrap yet because I'm getting a new head unit and it's going to replace all this anyways. So we'll probably just leave that for now. If we have a little extra piece, maybe we'll do it temporary, but this is all going to get replaced. So there's not really any videos that I can see of people pulling this off, so I'm just gonna kind of guess. I think pull this off. Yeah, so we got this screw here, and then I think that's it. Once you take that, I bet it's all just a bunch of clips, and we should be able to pull this all off. So I'm gonna get that screw out, see if we can get this whole piece out. So this whole middle piece is now out. It was only just that one screw. I did have to take this cover off the gauge cluster right here. Essentially that just pulls straight out towards you, and then it allows you to pull this trim piece, which is tucked behind it. You can pull this all the way out. So I just used one of these little plastic trim remover things, and it just kind of helped me pry it out without breaking any of the clips. But yeah, that's out, and then it's just hooked in by your climate control wire and your hazard wire. So once those are out, now we can do the same thing for the vent on that side. Same thing, just one screw on the outside, and that'll pull right out. So like I said, this is the same thing over here. Just pop this cover off, and you have one screw right there. Take that screw out, and then you can pop this little vent out. Alright, vent's out, same thing on this side. Just that one screw, and then with these clips on the right side, you just take a screwdriver, pry up against them, and then pull it out. And yeah, vent pulls right out. Alright, so now that we have these out, I'm gonna take the vents off of the little piece itself, which is just these little clips. If I just pull up, that comes right off. Now we have full access to wrap this entire front piece. Put the vent off to the side. So same with this piece, we're going to take the vent off. Same way, just pull up on the clips, come right out. Now the climate control, I believe we got a few screws, and we can pull that out as well. And this should kind of come out with a few clips. Just like that. Alright, so now we have these pieces exposed. Keep your screws in a safe spot. So now we can get to cleaning these pieces off. We're just going to take some IPA and some microfiber towels, paper towels, whatever. Clean it off the best we can, and then we can lay a carbon wrap on it. So I have a piece of carbon wrap cut out to fit this. So I think what I'm going to do is put the wrap facing upside down with the sticky part up. I'll put this onto it, and then I can flip it over and stretch it throughout this entire piece. It's kind of weird with one guy and not a huge clean surface, so just trying to figure out how I'm going to do this. But yeah, I think I'm going to flip the wrap upside down, take this, flip it upside down, and kind of push it onto the wrap, and then I can kind of stretch it on that way. Alright guys, so sorry I couldn't really film that much while I was doing this. It was honestly a little bit harder than I thought it was going to be. So I shut the camera off. It was going to take way too long. I've been working on this for like 3 hours because I'm the only person I got, and trying to stretch it and do everything at once and hold it off the ground, it was pretty tough. So yeah, it came out alright. There's definitely some parts that I'm not happy with. I'll probably rewrap it at some point in time. But like overall, it's not that bad. You know? So over here on the corner, everything kind of works well. There was like this weird thing in the vent right here, and the wrap just did not want to go over it, and it was just looking like crap. So I ended up just cutting the carbon just around the vent. It doesn't look too bad. I mean, I think it looks pretty good. But yeah, I mean overall, for my first time wrapping something, I'm not too mad about it. I mean, all the corners look alright, and you know, it doesn't look too bad. So it kind of flows with the shift knob too, so yeah. But I'm gonna go wrap the other vent over there, and then we should be good with the trim pieces. Alright, so this piece is a little bit smaller. I already cleaned it up, so we're gonna go ahead, slap this vinyl on there, and hopefully it's a little bit easier than the last one. Alright guys, so it's now the next morning. I finished up those 2 pieces last night, got them thrown back in the car. Sorry I didn't film that much. I was kind of struggling myself, but really, like, just the key is take your time, use some heat when you need it, and that's really it. They came out alright. They're not perfect, but you know, for my first time wrapping stuff, just those trim pieces, they look alright, and I'll deal with them for now. I'll probably end up ripping them up at some point, but let me show you guys. Here's where I did mess up. If you look directly back there, you can see where the vinyl ends. My dumbass cut it a little short. So it's kind of hard to notice. It's behind the wheel. I'll probably end up taking like some red vinyl, because the steering wheel that I'm gonna get, I think, it's gonna be a carbon wheel, or even like a suede wheel, and it'll have a little red line here. So if I'd have the carbon here with a little red strip of vinyl here, it'll kind of all blend together. So but other than that little mistake there, this whole piece is honestly perfect. And then this piece here, this came out pretty good as well. So you can see, like, on the vent there's like this little gunk piece. When I was trying to wrap over that, it just wasn't looking good, so I just ended up cutting it right around the vent, and it honestly looks so much better. And if you look on the side, it's not bad. Right down here in the corner, right there was another piece of that gunk, and that's what it looks like. So, you know, it is what it is. So what we're gonna do now is pull this shift console back out. We're gonna remove this wrap, and then throw carbon on that, and once we're done with that, we'll go straight to the door panels, and we'll start going door panel by door panel and just pulling off this trim and then this trim here. and wrapping those carbon. I'm going to start by taking the shift boot off, which is just a bunch of these little clips. We're just going to be nice and easy. Just remove the clips. And your last one is right on the bottom. That pops right off. The light is just 2 screws and a plug. So we can undo the plug right now. Now I'm going to remove these 2 screws. Now you'll be able to remove the light. Okay. So now, just going to apply some heat from the corners. And we'll work our way in. Get underneath it. Start pulling it down. There we go. Not gonna lie, that was a whole lot easier than I thought it was gonna be. So now we can go ahead, clean this surface back up, use some rubbing alcohol, make sure it's nice and clean, and then we can start laying the carbon on it.
Turn me up, Koopy.
Alright, so for this middle area right here, I'm just going to take a knife, just kind of cut a little bit through the middle of it. Just make a little relief. Now we're going to heat it up. Just work with it, push it down, mend it against the sides of your, where your shift boot would sit. We're just going to work on this for a little while until it is set down pretty far within that hole. That way when you have the shift boot on, you won't be able to see any of the original color. So just keep heating it up and keep pushing down on it. So now that it's fully pretty much wrapped, I'm just going to start taking a blade and just cutting down around the edges and taking away all this excess material. This is what I'm like really bad at, so just really take your time and cut nice straight lines. Just start peeling it up really slow. Just be careful not to pull the wrap out of the creases that you might already have it in. Alright guys, so we just took the knife all the way around the edges, tore it off, and then took the squeegee and tucked in all the wrap through all the creases. And it actually came out a lot better than I thought it would, so pretty stoked about that. Next we're going to go ahead and cut out the STI logo, and that way we'll be able to put the light back in. And then after we do that, we'll cut down around this little shift boot area, and then we can install the shift boot. So I'm going to do that real quick, and I'll be right back. Check it out. This thing came out beautiful. Perfectly tucked around all the edges. Cut out perfect for the STI logo. Perfect all through the edges. Perfectly cut. Yeah. This thing's sick. Super stoked how it came out. Probably couldn't do it better if I tried, so we're gonna go throw this thing back in the car and see how it looks in there, and then once this thing's back in, we got all the door panels to remove because we're going to be wrapping all the window trims and the door handle trims. So yeah, let's get after it. So I'm in the back seat right now. We're going to be wrapping this piece and this piece on all the doors. So that's all going to get redone. Pretty much all the doors I think are the same. So there's a screw behind this little panel here, and there's a screw down in that hole right there. Lift those covers up, that'll give you the screws. This piece, you put a flathead under the plastic right here, and you can pop this piece off. So this piece is easy. This piece, I think you have to pop the door panel off. So once you get these 2 screws, I think there's 2 more screws under this little plastic window bezel kind of thing. You get all them out, and then it's all just clips. It's all clips all the way around the door, and then you remove it, and we should be able to get this piece off, I think. If not, we might just end up leaving these, but I'm pretty sure you can get these off. So we got the door panel off, and here's where we're running into a problem. So this piece that we want to wrap, it is separate, but it's held on here with like, I don't know if this will focus, it's like glue. I'm trying to figure out what the heck's going on, but it's held on by like these little glue like rivet type things, and I can't pull it all the way off. The front was all screws, and the back is all this glue kind of stuff. So I think what I'm going to do for now, because I don't want to break it off, we're just going to leave it on here. Kind of sucks because we're not going to be able to really wrap it unless I wrapped it on the car, which will be kind of difficult. I mean, it is pretty flat, but tucking it in these corners would be kind of tough. So we'll wrap the window trim for now and see how much wrap we got left. If we got enough, maybe I'll make an attempt at it, but as it sits right there, it's alright. Alright, so we got all of the window trim out of the car. So we're just going to go ahead and remove all of the buttons from them. This one appears to be just 3 screws, but these ones are all like little clips. So we'll take all those out, and then we'll try to figure out how we're going to be wrapping these. It's going to be a little different with these cutouts. I probably won't go all the way in. Same here. Probably just do the outsides, but we'll figure it out. So I wrapped the back door, and it's not bad. Looking at it after it's in, it looks pretty good. So I did, instead of like trying to get in here and stuff, I just cut around the body line, and then same thing for this part, just cut around the body line. And yeah, I mean, I think it looks all right. I think we'll keep it like that. We'll wrap the rest of them, and we'll be good. Window bezel thingies are now wrapped. All of them came out pretty good. I'd give it like an 8 out of 10 or so. But yeah, they are looking pretty freaking good. So I'm gonna go get these in the car. It is like, it's 9:45 right now. So it's gonna be pretty dark outside. So tomorrow before I head in for work, I'll go outside, get a quick video of how it looks, of everything, and yeah, I'm hoping it's gonna look so sick with everything put in, and yeah, that was kind of the plan to begin with. So yeah, I'll resume this video tomorrow. Alrighty guys, so all the window bezels are now installed on all 4 doors. So, it came together pretty nicely. I kind of like how it looks. Like I said, this piece we're replacing with a head unit. It's gonna be all like gloss black, so that's gonna, all the silver's gonna be gone. But overall, I'm happy with it. Is it perfect? No. Could it be worse? Absolutely. So happy with it. First time really doing vinyl wrap. So yeah. So yeah, we're gonna leave it like this for now. I'm cool with it. So I know that I didn't really get to film much of me actually doing the vinyl wrap kind of stuff, but the one tip I can give you, I think I said it before in this video, take your time, use heat when you need it. Heat is like a freaking lifesaver with this stuff. Just don't overstretch it. And yeah, that's really it. Biggest thing is just taking your time. It's not a fast process. You want to make sure you tuck it really, really well. Make sure you get all the little air bubbles out, and try not to have any little wrinkles in it. But yeah, if you guys enjoyed, drop a like, comment, subscribe, whatever. So if you wanted to pick up some of this carbon vinyl, I'll have a link down below to the exact vinyl that I used. Or if you're in Spokane, go check out Alex over at ALKO Tint Shop, and he can hook you up with some of this as well. So, but that's gonna wrap up this video. So I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.